let's talk about Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. And with this film, it is set 10 years after Episode 1. The Republic continues to be in chaos, to which we see this separatist movement going on that poses new threats that even the Jedi can't really handle, which leads to the beginning of the Clone Wars, while a young Anakin and Padme fall in love as galactic war looms. And with this film, it is probably my least favorite Star Wars film, but at the same time, I have to admit, it is still something special. And with this film, we do see Hayden Christensen being introduced as Anakin Skywalker, to which we also see Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan, Natalie Portman back as Padme Amidala, Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu. We also get introduced to Christopher Lee as Count Dooku and Tamora Morrison as Jango Fett. And while I'm mixed about this film, there was stuff that I like. I like the dynamic, the chemistry between Hayden and Natalie. Even though Anakin, he could come off as a psychopath sometimes in this film, I thought that the chemistry between him and Padme was good. Seeing the dynamic between Hayden and Ewan's Anakin and Obi-Wan is amazing. And being introduced to Jango Fett with later on leads to Boba Fett, leading to all of the clones, that was pretty cool. And pretty much the final battle, that was epic. I liked how we got to see more of the Jedi, pretty much seeing how cocky the Jedi can be. But the lightsaber battles in this was pretty cool, especially Yoda and Dooku's. And Christopher Lee do give a good performance and powerful performance as Count Dooku. But with this film, I got to be honest, some of the dialogue just didn't hit well. Like I said, Anakin does come off as a bit of a psychopath, and just the dialogue from him, unfortunately, just isn't the best. It does feel like that George Lucas tried to go for this Shakespearean type feel with the dialogue, and I cannot lie, some of it just doesn't work. Hayden though, he is the GOAT, he was just doing what he was told by George, but I do think that some writing for Anakin could have been better. And I know this was filmed in the early 2000s, but some of the special effects, yeah, it wasn't really the best. Probably could have gone without the whole CGI droid factory. But the Battle of Geonosis and the fight against Dooku, that was really good. That was epic. And I do believe that this film has some cool character moments. Great moments between Anakin and Obi-Wan. Great moments between Anakin and Padme. We also get introduced to the clones in this that lead to the Clone Wars, and that was pretty cool. Even though all of the clone troopers were CGI'd, but it is what it is. Also with this film, we pretty much do see the friendship between C-3PO and R2-D2 form. Even though they pretty much had brief interactions in the previous film, but yet in this one we start to see that friendship boom. Starting with this film, they're stuck with one another. And one thing that is super interesting about this is when Anakin returns to Tatooine, there are some parallels with Luke on Tatooine from A New Hope. That was pretty cool. But with this film, while it is one that I am mixed about, it is still something special, as we do see the rise of the Clone Wars from this. And after watching the Clone Wars series, it all goes perfectly well. But what are your thoughts on Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones? Let me know in the comments below and follow me for more.